aspire for more. It is with great pleasure that we welcome our operations head for EnPower, that is Deepal Vora. And we have collaborated with EnPower to bring you all the help that you need in your early days of your entrepreneurial journey. We also have among us our key speakers for these sessions, that is Leisha Sekira and Ambika Ketan. Leisha Sekira has a master's degree in clinical psychology and is pursuing PhD in psychology. Ambika Ketan is a teaching enthusiast and has been associated with EnPower since 2017 as a thinking coach. A very warm welcome to you all. So without further ado, let's begin our session for today. Leisha and Ambika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nikita. Ambika, could you please share the screen? Good evening, girls. It's nice to have you here. It's such a privilege to be here among you. Do you know why you're here? I'm sure you do. And any excitement because you all are here on this session? You can. We'll keep this interactive. Feel free to raise your hands if you want to say something, or post your responses in the chat box if you're too shy or reluctant to speak. Are you all excited to be here? Oh, I think they're not so excited.
Okay, before we begin, Leisha, can I tell them a little about EnPower and what we do?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So, hi, good evening, everybody. Ambika, could you stop your screen share, please? Hi, good evening, everybody. And I'm sure you all are very excited to be a part of this entrepreneurial journey. And I'm sure you're wondering, how could anybody teach you about becoming an entrepreneur? Isn't that innately in you to understand how to become an entrepreneur? Is that even a process of learning? Do you have that question? If you don't have that question, I'll wonder. And if you're, is it that you're not able to unmute and speak? Is that the setting of the meeting? Is that so, Nikita?
No, we can unmute. We can.
No, not really.
Not really, right? So you all are able to speak, right? An entrepreneur's first skill is to be able to speak non-stop. So why you are not chatting away?
They are sending them on chats. They don't
Yeah.
want to.
If you don't speak, I think the first skill of entrepreneurship journey is kind of lost, right? Because you have to constantly talk about things. So let me hear some women talking about what they think is entrepreneurship, and do you think it can be really taught?
Hi, Vaishika this side. I think, yeah, there's so many things that we need to learn when it comes to entrepreneurship, though we know the in and out of our business, but then, a third person's view and, give us a different outlook on how we want to see the things. So it gives us a bird eye view of our business, or maybe, things which you talk about, we can relate it to our business. This is also one way of thinking it and getting it done, because as entrepreneurs, we're always in one direction, thinking in one direction. So maybe, when we get to hear from experienced people like you all who are already into their, entrepreneurship journey, there's a lot that we can learn from each other as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in our organization name, the EN stands for entrepreneurship. So it's EnPower. The EN stands for entrepreneurship. And we have been associated with teaching entrepreneurship for about 7-8 years now. And the journey has started with the thought that when you are stepping into the entrepreneurial shoes, what is it that you need to have a successful venture? What is it? We've learned that 90% of the entrepreneurial ventures fail. And why do they fail? There is a very good reason to it, and we know why they fail. Okay, because we studied it in depth. And it's a process of learning. And that process and how to start, how the journey should begin, and how we should look at users, how we should look at our communication, how we should look at pitching, how we should look at problems. That is something that we learn in this process. And I'm 100% sure that you will go away with a lot of learning and lot of insights about what and how you can learn things through a small program which will be transformational. That is my promise to all of you, that this will change the way you look at things in whatever you do. Okay. And there is a step to following it. There's a method to doing it. And we are sure it will help you. We are sure, 100% sure. So with no longer and no long talks, I will hand it over to Lisha. And Lisha and Ambika will lead the session. I will also be a part of it and also guide you throughout today. And I think it's good to begin right now.
Thank you, Deepal, for that. And it's lovely to see some of you even respond and share your thoughts and ideas with us, because that makes this super exciting for us as well. You know, so let's begin. I'll just have Ambika share her screen, and then let's begin this entrepreneurial journey. What I'm hoping for us to get through this session is that at least we can have a perspective on what is entrepreneurship, what is an entrepreneurial idea, how can we get this, you know, because some of us might just be so overwhelmed with the fact of, you know, like, how do we even come up with an idea, you know? So firstly, I'm so glad to have you all here. Welcome, all of you. I'm super excited to begin the session with all of you. I can't wait to hear what are your thoughts, your ideas, and everything that you will have to share with me as well through this. Okay. Yeah, can we move on next? Let me quickly take you through what we're going to cover today and tomorrow. Of course, we're going to build an entrepreneurial idea. How many of you feel a little overwhelmed and uncertain about how to go about this? You can maybe say a quick yes, a quick no, or drop it in the chat box. Is this overwhelming to you? Are you confused about anything? I'd love to know your responses. Yes, yes, okay. That's great, because if I receive a yes, I know that, okay, there are people who want to try, but they don't know how to go about it. And that's a great place to start, okay? So I'm going to give you a little structure in terms of what we're going to do. And this will definitely create a lot of ease in your journey of how to build an entrepreneurial idea, okay? Can we have the next slide?
So in next 2 days, we'll be, covering entrepreneurial life cycle. It's like a 2-day process where we'll be learning how to build up an entrepreneurial idea and how to exactly do it in a systematic manner so that you don't get lost in the way. Okay, over to you, Lisha.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abhika. So first, we're actually going to look at, why should we even come up with an idea? And that's the next slide that's going to come up. Okay. Yeah. The first thing that we're actually going to look at is, why should we even come up with an idea? Then we'll talk about how will we come up with this idea. And for today, we'll end it with what should we do? Okay. There are a lot of things that, we think about when we think about an idea. Some of us look at it as completely irrelevant, as why should I even come up with an idea? What are some of the thoughts that run through your mind when I say come up with an entrepreneurial idea? For example, if I tell you you've got to come up with this idea, what are some of the things that go through your mind? Yes, if we could have some of you, share when I talk about, coming up with an entrepreneurial idea. What are some of the things that cross your mind? You can drop your responses in the chat box if you're not comfortable unmuting and speaking. That's absolutely okay.
How things will be work and how things will begin, how we are planning to manage, everything about starting business.
Okay, some sort of uncertainty, some sort of unsurety, not knowing where to begin. Okay, thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Anyone else? Or everybody else is absolutely confident and they have no doubts, no queries, nothing at all? What's the first thing that will cross your mind when I say, okay, we need to come up with an idea? Yes? Akansha, Astha. Just want to know your thoughts.
We think how things, what types of idea we can work out? What types of ideas should be working in in the current scenario, in the current business? This is what we come about. This is what the
Okay.
first thought is come in my mind. Like, is it going to work or not? My idea is or not?
Correct.
That's it.
Am I going to get success with this or not?
Yes.
Is this even relevant?
Is it relevant
Absolutely.
target
Absolutely.
the planning I am doing right path or not?
Correct. Okay. Someone's also said, I believe it's Tanya. Yes, she said, should we think out of the box? Are we innovative enough? What are we doing? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Vaishali is a step ahead. She's telling us it's generated from the problems around us. Absolutely. We're going to get into that. Okay. Ambika, can I have the next slide? So you've given me lovely responses, and we're going to look at how there are three main fears that we do have that actually keep us or withhold us from actually moving forward with our ideas. Okay. One of it is definitely, self-doubt. We doubt ourselves. We wonder, is this even possible? Can we really go ahead with this? Like one of you shared, very accurately. Can I do this? Can I not? Some of us are faced with reluctance. Why should I even do this? What is the point of it? How am I contributing in any way to society? Some of us are absolutely afraid of failure. Is this going to work or not? What can I do? So these are the three main fears. It's soon going to be on your screen as well. You'll be able to see it, that we are faced with three reactions or three fears that we face when we're asked to talk about an idea. One is reluctance, one is the fear of failure, and self-doubt. Okay. All of these things are lies spoken to us, and these are things that we definitely need to debunk and move far beyond, because all of us have the capacity to think. And if we have the capacity to think, we definitely have the capacity to solve a problem and to come up with an idea, right? So let me start with a story and we'll connect it to our session. I'm going to show you a picture on the screen, and you have to tell me if you've seen this before, and I'll tell you the story behind it. Let's debunk the first reaction, which is reluctance. Okay, let's see, why should we actually come up with an idea and why should we not withhold ourselves? Okay, have you all, do you all know what this is? First of all, what is this image? You can drop your responses in the chat box. That's also okay. What do you see on the screen? Or if
Like
any
what-
of you know about it, that's also great.
Yes, what can you see on the screen? Just if you can quickly share with us or in your chat box.
The deserted island. It's a
Okay.
lake.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay, some see a lake, some don't know what it's about, which is absolutely okay because we'll tell you. Anybody else? Anyone knows what this is?
And if you don't know what it is, can you tell us what does this picture look like? What is this? What is happening in this picture? Is there something that you want to share about your thoughts about this picture?
Anything which you're finding out of place in this picture?
Bridge is built on the wrong side.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So where should the bridge have been?
Do we build bridges this way? No, right? So this bridge was not built with an intention to be built away from the river that's flowing under it. The name of this bridge is called the Choluteka Bridge. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's the Choluteka Bridge in Central America. So what happens in this particular region is that it is faced with a lot of hurricanes and a lot of storms. So they wanted to build a very resilient bridge, so they bought the best engineers, they designed it in such a way that it could withstand any storm, any hurricane, and all of that. It just so happened that in the year that this bridge was, inaugurated to be, to be used and functional in 1998, there was a hurricane that hit this region. It was called the Hurricane Mitch. And as a result, the river which was flowing under the bridge changed its course completely and created a new path, as you can see in the picture. And now, because this bridge does not serve any purpose, It is known as the bridge to nowhere. How do you think this is relevant to us, and how do you think this is relevant to our fear of reluctance, or when we decide why should we even come up with something?
The questions which we get, like, why should I do it? Why should I be coming up with an idea? That reluctance which we all have. How do you think we can correlate to this bridge? The bridge of nowhere.
Correct.
Okay, somebody has.
Is this bridge helping anybody? Yes.
So, Aditi has
posted something.
Aditi has written change in the chat
Okay.
box.
Absolutely. Okay. If you look at this bridge, it's not serving any purpose, right? And as a result, it is irrelevant, and it has not changed with changing times. Sometimes we are like that. The society around us is like that. Patterns and solutions in the society around us are like that. Maybe they served a purpose at a particular time, but they don't serve any purpose anymore. They become irrelevant because they have not adapted to changing times and changing situations. When we, absolutely, Anushka, adaptability. So when we are reluctant to actually embark on a new journey, we slowly become irrelevant and insignificant. Our contributions are insignificant because they don't adapt, like Anushka said, to the changing times. And so change is the most important thing for us to embrace on this entrepreneurial journey. Can we have the next slide? The reason we're talking about change at the beginning is because you will not be able to even identify a problem or come up with an idea if you yourself don't have the mindset of wanting to change or looking for opportunities around you to bring about changes. Just like the picture here, what can you see in this picture? What is happening here? What should that cartoon figure do, and what is he facing? Yes.
We have some responses here in the chat box of this. Trying to achieve something. Okay.
Absolutely. What else? Is he only trying to achieve something? Where is he right now?
Trying to connect, but he's trying to connect with some other part also. That
Okay.
yes.
And somebody
Very
don't
good.
not giving
Aboli says he's not
He's
giving
not,
up.
yes.
Yes.
Trying
Very
to work
good.
hard and working
Okay.
this idea or the generation.
Correct. What if he does not reach for the other ladder? What's going to happen?
He has to create a new path for himself. He has to go down, or he has to find some other path also.
exactly.
Some
Correct.
way, or some way he has to reach there. He needs to find some solution for that.
Correct. So he has reached the end of his path. In order to move ahead and climb higher and achieve a goal, he has to embrace some sort of change that he has met with, right? Some sort of a situation that it was unexpected. And so it's very important for us to embrace these changes. Sometimes they are unexpected in our life. Because, like you'll see in the next picture on the screen, we are so used to doing what is already done. We are so used to going with the flow of everything. We're so used to going, and we're comfortable with the patterns around us that we never really challenge what is happening around us. We just keep on doing what the other person is doing. And that's why we keep on getting the same results as well. In every, yes.
Sorry, just a point that I wanted to add, that what you saw in the Cholutika bridge, okay, that bridge is now no longer usable. What can you associate right now? What is happening around you could be linked to that picture. There are a lot of things which are happening today, which you can 100% associate to what's happening in the picture. Do you see anything around you which is like that? Think about the education system, think about the things that are going around you, the solution to problems, can you relate something? And if you're not going to participate, you're going to get really bored. So why don't you all speak up? We don't intend to bore anybody. Okay, let me give an example. When you went to school, you studied a lot of math, science, history, English. When you stepped out of school, could you use any of those things in your real life?
Not much. Very rarely.
You've also all been to college.
Yeah, and yes,
Can
but I haven't
can you just,
related to my school.
you haven't used? So what do you think about the education system? Do you think that it is kind of a bridge which is not leading you to anywhere?
It's not connecting to anywhere because it's not creating anything fruitful at the end of the day. We are not going anywhere. We are not using our knowledge which we have used, which we have learned for around till 12th.
Correct. So if the education system were to change and were to actually become a bridge, then we have a lot of scope of adding that to our lives and creating some value out of it. Just like that, we as individuals also should not become like the bridge to nowhere. If we don't add skills to ourselves or we don't change with changing times, we'll also become like that, the bridge to nowhere. If we don't look at our surroundings and see what's happening around you, we will also not understand where people are going. We'll be stuck where we are. Okay, I have this skill. This is what I can do. This is what is my capacity. Beyond that, I don't know. You can go wherever you want. But if you become like the bridge, then you will go nowhere. So you don't have to become like the bridge. You got to change. And that's the change that's seen in this picture. Where
I think that's the change. We are here, all of us here, all of you are, are here today because we all want to be updated, be a part of that change where you can bring a change yourself and not be stuck in the education system or the learnings which we have or the mindset which we have. That's why we are here to help you in this journey to bring a mindset change.
And also, if you look at this cartoon character, it's at the end of the ladder. To catch the other end of the ladder, the person might fall down, right? And what if this character falls down? What will happen?
He won't be able to. Sometimes people will think I won't be able to do this if he falls.
And what will happen if it falls?
So I don't think so. The journey, he will discontinue his journey towards what he's trying to achieve.
Correct. Or he will have to climb the ladder all over again.
All over again, right?
And what he learns is to catch the other end of the ladder. There's a lot of effort needed, resilience needed, lot of skill needed. He puts in a little extra and he'll catch the ladder. If he doesn't, that means he has to try all over again. Thank you, Pallavi. You've been a great input. Your inputs are very, very helpful for us. That's making it conversational. I will request everybody to talk, not only one person, because that will make it more interesting. And we can have more conversation, and this learning will become far richer. So we want everybody to speak up. So if you want, I can take some beautiful names that I can see, like Sakshi, Aishwarya, Tanya, Anuja, Jyotika. I can see so many names, but I don't hear anybody. So can I hear from some of you so that we can learn more from each other? Entrepreneurship is, we don't want to come here and only talk. We want to hear your thoughts and also make it an experience which will help you understand what we're doing. Oh, somebody's trying to annotate. Could the annotation be stopped, please? Okay, so we go to the next one, where Lisha already spoke that if we keep on doing what we are always doing, we'll have to to break through this chain and come up with something which is different. But how? How is the question, right? How do you break this chain of blindly following what others are doing? Let's see what is there in store for you.
Yeah. And this is why you see why we shouldn't even be reluctant. We shouldn't hold back because there's so much at stake in terms of what we can contribute all around us. And all of us have, you see, even through the session, how all of us just have, different perspectives on the same situation. And if each one of us can tap into that, I don't think we should hold back in terms of even fearing anything or what outcome that we can bring to a problem around us. Yeah, next slide.
Like, for example, if I run, say, 5 kilometers today, and every day, if I keep running 5 kilometers, that's the only result I can achieve. Until I say that, okay, today let me do a 7, or today let me do a 6. So I'm pushing my limits, and that's how my results will be different. But if I keep doing the same thing, then I'm going to keep getting the same thing. Are you really putting more efforts to achieve what you want? Maybe not. Sometimes you don't even realize that there is much more you can do yourself. So you're pushing your limits will only get you better results. If you keep doing the same thing all over again and again and again, there is nothing that you will achieve. So you got to push your own limits. Nobody else is going to come to you because you're an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur should have all the skills that should be able to help them achieve their dream. Nobody is going to push you. So you got to push your limits. You got to do better, because the magic is always outside the comfort zone. We've seen this picture so many times. Have you ever tried to apply to your real life? Maybe not. Putting yourself out there in a different kind of a setup, different kind of a situation, different kind of a thought is where the magic is. Okay, trying to push yourselves to achieve something that is not achievable. You think is not achievable until you step out. It's just that one point. You step out and you see things can be so different. They can be so different. They can be achieved so fast.
Like sometimes as mothers, we want our children to learn different things, to be more adaptable. So we tell them, okay, let's travel more, or maybe join new classes, which they may not be comfortable with, or you just want to expose them to that class. So that's why you ask them to step out of their comfort zone and see the growth in them, and the learnings in them. Similarly, it's for us, right? We are also learning throughout our life. So if we don't come out of that comfort zone, that shell we've made around us, we won't be able to truly utilize our own potential, our own magic, which is in each and everybody of us.
Absolutely. Can we have the next? So why should I come up with an idea? Now I'm sure we all know that we should come up with an idea, because through that we're going to bring about some change. Yes, next.
So let's let go of the reluctance completely and embrace the
let
need.
Go of reluctance.
Yes, embrace the need for change to remain relevant.
Absolutely. Now, the second thing, let's debunk the second thing that we all have, which is self-doubt, where we feel like, no, this is not for me. Oh, someone else can come up with an idea, which is self-doubt, right? That's the second thing. Am I really capable of coming up with an idea? Maybe not me, maybe it's for somebody else. Sometimes we think about, maybe we're not creative enough. Maybe somebody else is better than I am. So let us see if this is true or not. Okay, let's see if coming up with an idea is for everyone. So anybody here that has just half a brain? I'm sure not, right? That would be weird to look at as well. Any of you have just half a brain that's functional? Yes, no? I think silence means yes.
No.
That you have half a brain. Okay, good. Okay, so none of us here are born with just half of our brains, right? We all know we have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere, and both have different functions.
Right.
We have an analytical part, which is what causes us to be great at our academics, at maths, at science, at language, linguistics. And we also have our right brain, which is very creative. Now, creativity, all of us think of, okay, let me ask you before I tell you, what is creativity? What does it mean to be creative?
How beautifully you present something, or how beautifully without even without any sources, how beautifully you present or give something out of the box, coming up with.
Okay, all right.
Anybody else?
Anyone?
Ruchika, Anuja, Asa, Inayat.
It's like out of the box idea, something out of the line, something which is not normal, something which is from the other, something unique that you come
Something that's really hatke. Absolutely. Very good. Okay, Anushka says it's being imaginative. Being creative is being imaginative. Okay. Anybody else?
Shubha, anything that you think? Shubha Sriram, Prajakta,
Okay,
Aditya.
using your knowledge in an innovative manner. Absolutely. Okay. Brilliant. Anybody else? Do you think only some of us are creative? Awesome. Okay. Somebody says having original ideas. Some says being calculative. Okay. Do you think only some of us are creative?
No, it's not. Everyone is creative. It's only
Okay,
how you
absolutely.
are going to use it, about your creativity, how much you are ready to explore.
Correct. Because like all of you said, creativity has nothing to do with art. It has nothing to do with colors. It has nothing to do with craft. Creativity is your ability to see things differently. It's your ability to question, and it's your ability to look at things from a new perspective. From having an original idea, like some of you said. And originality is within all of us, because each one of us has a different perspective. All of us have such unique life experiences, because of which we have different and unique perspectives, and that already makes us creative. It may not be something that all of us are just born with, but creativity is something that we can always build on and inculcate, right?
Like
By just learning to look at things differently. Yes, Ambika?
like how you build up on your analytical skills by reading more books, right? Same way you can build up on your creativity as well. It's like how you engage yourself, how you explore, and how you expose your brain to come up with more creative ideas and out of the box thinking. Yes, Lisha.
Correct. So for all of us, actually thinking about, is this really possible? Can I really do it? Of course you can, because you're not only analytical, you have the ability to be creative. So now you have no reason to even doubt yourself, because this is an ability that you possess. Next slide. Okay. So now we've completely debunked self-doubt also, and we're going to do it further as well. We'll keep looking at, no, Ambika, yeah. Can you go back a little? Yeah. We're also still going to see why should we not doubt. Okay. We're going to look at this process of building an idea. We often think that, when we want to embark on this entrepreneurial journey, that we need to start with an idea. How many of us, want to have like a successful, brilliant, creative idea that nobody else has thought about? How many of us have that thought that I want my
Yeah, okay,
idea
have
to
an
be
idea.
something that no one has had before?
Yes.
Yes.
You may share your ideas as well. If you have something you've already thought of, maybe you can share your ideas as well.
How many of you have this thought and this feeling of, I want an original idea, something that nobody has ever done before? It's not bad to think that way. How many of you had that thought first when you wanted to come up with an idea? The first thought that you had was, I need to do something that does not exist, something brand new, out of the box, absolutely new, so that people will look at it and actually be wowed by it, because it doesn't exist.
I think everyone actually come up with that idea. Everyone think this must be my unique idea when
Correct.
they come up with any idea. But any ideation comes, but any types of ideation, always people think, yeah, it's my new idea. It won't be like repetitive.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Right. All of us actually do believe in ourselves. And we feel like, no, we want to come up with something that doesn't exist before. And so, in the process of our entrepreneurial journey, what we do is we start off with a brilliant idea. We start off with something that we think is amazing. Okay. But sometimes that may fail. Okay. We're going to look at why that fails. Like, for example, let me say I have a brilliant idea. I have an idea where, let's say I'm going to design a chalkboard, and I'm going to design a chalkboard that you can paint on, but this paint fades away in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to design a lovely chalkboard for classrooms that you can use all types of colors on, acrylic paint, oil paint, but the paint fades off in 10 seconds. How many of you are going to like this product and buy this product? How many of you will like this product of mine, and how many of you would actually buy it? Come on, I'm trying hard. I've come up with a lovely idea. I think it's very creative and it's unique because it doesn't exist. I don't think a chalkboard that uses acrylic colors exists and which fades on its own in 10 seconds. So how many of you would purchase that from me?
I will. It's a really good idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Aboli says she'll purchase it. Thanks, Aboli. Anybody else would purchase it? You can be honest also. You don't have to be nice to me. You can say no if you don't like it. That's absolutely okay. Yes? Silence means all are going to buy it, and then tomorrow I need to start building this product. Think about this product. Ayol actually is, Ayol going to, okay, Adrija says yes, it's a nice idea. But think more about it. Think more about the product. For those who said it's a nice idea, why do you think it's a nice idea? Why is it a nice idea for you? Why do you think it's a nice idea? For those who said it's nice. Yeah, and for the rest of you, do you agree it's a good idea? Okay, let me ask.
Actually, this is what happens in
Inaya.
entrepreneurship, You create an idea, but nobody really gives you the right feedback to know whether you're right or wrong. So if Lisha's idea is not right and you're not giving her the right feedback, I think that's not okay. So let's look at it as a practical angle of what she's created. Is it something that is of need, that it's something which disappears in 10 seconds? I mean, you would not even be able to even paint a picture in 10 seconds. So would it be a great idea, but would it really be useful to anybody? 10 seconds. I mean, that's like blinking 10 times.
It's a great idea, but with some minor differentiation, minor modification, it will be really good, because within 10 seconds, there will be no fruitful for anyone. But after some changes, like for example, we are able to clean it after sometimes we have presented to everyone about our painting. If some kid has generated some painting on that, so if he is able to show to everyone and then he can rub it or he can erase it, then that will be much better.
Okay. Thanks for that suggestion. But as is, this idea, is it helping anybody right now? Is it relevant to anyone? Is it helping anyone in any way?
Is it making any difference, any change in anybody's life?
Is it really needed? Is it the need of the hour? Does everybody in the world need a chalkboard which has acrylic things who disappears in 10 seconds? Is this a need of the hour? No, thank you, Tanya, for saying that.
No need of it. It's like a product that kids will really love it. There's no need for this. People will have paper and pen also. Kids have paper and pen also. But I think so something new will really like, kids will really like, or someone like me who like painting or doing drawing, but does not want to show anyone. So it's really good for them also.
Okay. So maybe with this idea, I might have a very specific population that will only buy it. But it is not a great need that I will have, customers or users on a larger scale for this idea.
Right.
So I have started out.
As an entrepreneur, the longevity and the sustainability of any product is the key. I can't have something which a few people can cater to and tomorrow it will die out. What is that one product that you can think of which no longer exists, but at one point of time, it was in the market like crazy? You all are entrepreneurs. You must know this and you have used it.
Each one of us have used it, in fact.
There was a time in 2020 when we didn't step out of our homes without it. It was COVID time. Girls, what did you wear?
Masks, sanitizers.
Yes. Correct.
Absolutely.
And today?
Yes, people are not using it. It's vanished.
So today, if I come up with the most breathable mask on earth with sustainable things and some jing bang on it, what will be my sustainability of?
It won't work because people are not using mask anymore.
So should I spend my time, energy doing something like that?
No.
So is that the need today?
No, there's no need for that today.
Correct. But I think it's a brilliant idea. So what should I do?
we should work on something new or something more relevant which is going to work in the market.
Correct. But I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm the entrepreneur. What should I do? Pivot. Okay, like how, Preeti? To a new idea. Superb.
Yeah.
And how will I do it? And why should I do it? So Preeti is saying I should change my idea. But how and to what? And why is this not today? Why is something that I'm doing not relevant today? Why is my idea not good? Like Lisha's idea, I think it's terrible. No matter how innovative it is, no matter how good it sounds, for 10 seconds, if my colors are disappearing, one, I'm wasting a lot of colors, my effort is gone. I might create something like Picasso and would like to show the world, but it's gone. So the first step of building an idea is not an idea, never an idea, can never be an idea. So what should be the first step, Lisha?
The first step, I think we should ask them, what do they think should be the first step? If it's not, if we're saying, if Deepa, Lambika and me saying the first step to coming up with an entrepreneurial idea is not an idea, what do you think is the first step? Any guesses? Because it's your every answer is welcome here.
It's your entrepreneurial journey.
Any
So
guesses?
Specifically,
How do you think you should begin? Okay, recognition. Parul says recognition, and you're really close. What are we recognizing? We're
Problem.
identifying a gap. Absolutely, very
Problem
good. Okay,
finding.
the first step. Great. The first thing that we are doing is we are actually identifying a problem. We don't want to just jump and go ahead with how beautiful and brilliant our idea is. If it is not relevant tomorrow, our idea is of no use and no good because it's not helping another person. It's not adding value to another person's life. So the first step in this process of building an idea is not an idea, but it is identifying a problem. Okay.
Right.
And how do we do this? How do we identify problems in society around us?
From understanding the
Absolutely
surroundings,
agree, Richa.
from their surroundings, or seeing what the
Okay.
problem we are facing, or from my personal experience, if we are facing any issue from some specific problems, we can come up with the solution, and that will be a product or the hero product, we can call it.
Correct. Okay. When you have gone through something and through your experiences, you do it, and you're trying to put yourself in that place of somebody who's going through an inconvenience because of this, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow,
But-
even when you will solve a problem.
But
Yes.
do you think always there is a problem, but sometimes products, utility products is always there? All, for example, a small entrepreneur who is not solving any problem, but also work. So what do you think about this?
But what kind of things don't solve problems? I mean, I can't think of
For
any.
example, any apparel brand who's working, he's not solving any problem. So it's still working as a business, as an entrepreneur, he's working or she's working with that business.
But clothes is need, right? I mean, we do not need clothes.
But since it's for example, jewelry is not a needed requirement. It's a
Correct.
it's a fashion statement for us.
Correct.
So how do you think it's
So,
solving a problem?
So when we're talking about problems, we're not talking about something negative. We're looking at problems more as an opportunity. You know, what is the need that different people have? Now, what you're rightly addressing is it's not a need, but it's not a survival need. But for another person to be recognized, to look beautiful, to be famous is a need, right? And so in that sense, certain jewelry, that are certain like statement pieces or all of that, it is catering to that need of that person. It may not be a direct survival need of food, hunger, clothing, but it is satisfying a particular need of that person. So
and
in
also
that
when you-
way, it is solving their problem. Yes.
Yes. And also when you suppose you want to sell jewelry also, you may want your jewelry to be differentiated, a little different or something new in that from what already exists in the market, what already people are consuming or using, right? You want your product to be a little different, a little differentiated so that you can pull in more customers, you can sell more pieces, right? How do you think you can do that? How can you bring in that differentiation in?
Right.
Right? Because that will be the
Right.
selling
So
point.
Absolutely. Because different people have different types of needs. It's not only our basic needs, but different people have different emotional needs, psychological needs, and needs that are not very obvious and known to us. And sometimes certain products or services are satisfying that need of that particular customer, which is why it has a market. Okay.
So
But
sorry,
yes,
just
yes. No, no, please. Yeah.
so for example, you talk about the ideation. First is the problem solving. First part we discuss is the problem solving. So I just want to know how a product based brand think about this problem. Like for example, if I'm running a business of bags, so there must be people thinking ki there should be something which we are solving, right? Or something which is
Correct.
satisfying the customer, or something which is consumer is getting satisfied, or people are able to use for the end goal. So how do you think
Correct.
people will come with this ideation part, the problem part, about the first part which we are talking about? If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is trying,
Beautiful. Thank you for asking that, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. Thank you for beautifully, kind of even asking this question at the right time. Now, like you said, bags. Okay, let's go back to a time where bags didn't exist. And let's say our great grandmothers, went to the market and cloth bags also didn't exist. No bags existed. And let's say they wanted to buy 5 vegetables, they also wanted to buy some oil, they wanted to buy rice, and they wanted to buy, let's say, some incense sticks. Okay. And they wanted to buy all of this. Now, of course, it is not feasible for them to make multiple trips to the market. Correct?
right,
They realized that, okay, this is getting very tough. Maybe they had to make multiple trips. Maybe it was too tiring for them to just hold all of that. Maybe on their way home they were dropping half of the things and everything was wasted, time, energy, resources, right?
right.
Someone must have definitely observed that situation and said that is a tough situation to be in.
Hmm.
And what they did is they put themselves in that situation and say, imagine me doing it, that is very difficult. So I need to create and come up with something that can solve this problem. In this situation, what has that entrepreneur done is nothing but empathize with that lady, in this example, who has gone to the market,
Right.
which is our next point, which is empathy. So how, to answer your question, that you beautifully asked, how do we even come up with this problem, and our solution is when we empathize with a particular user. All of us are surrounded by problems around us, correct? Each one of you will be drawn to a particular group within society, and you, based on your own experiences, your knowledge, will be drawn to that group because you empathize in some way to that person, to that situation, which will make this journey even more personal to you. And that's how products and services even come into being, when the journey becomes personal to you. So the first step to even, kind of identifying a problem or how do we do it is by looking around us and empathizing with the user and thinking about how can we add value to their life, how
Exactly.
can we bring about some benefit to this person's life by what we are creating. So the
Like I would,
important thing is, yes, yes,
we shall add a point here. Like you said,
yes,
bags,
please.
right? So the kind of bags we have right now, right? So when somebody made a bag first time, maybe it didn't have those multiple pockets inside, outside zip and inside zip. Then they realize, okay, a person maybe needs deeper inside pockets to keep cash in, right? And then somebody realized, okay, you need a pocket or a chain outside. Similarly, again, we looked at that bag and then we said, okay, we need more things to be put in now. Now we have mobile, we have water bottle, we have many other things to carry. We need more organization in our bags. So multiple zip pouches are needed, right? So similarly, if you look at that bag and if you see the journey of a bag, because somebody understood and observed and empathized with the user of that bag, they were able to make changes in it, identify the problem in it, and come up with an idea to make it more user friendly.
Right.
Yes, Lisha.
Okay, absolutely. So when we do this, when we empathize with the user, that is what brings about insights into us. Just like what Ambika is sharing, how we make certain changes even in just a bag. Why do we we realize that, oh, one pocket's not enough. Maybe we need 2 pockets. Maybe we need 3 pockets. Maybe we need smaller sections for our money. All of this happens as we build on this aspect of empathy, because that gives us insights. Can we have the next point? Empathy leads to certain insights that we have, and those insights lead to solution. is modification any kind of innovation? All types of modifications are innovations in a sense, right? Because you're not inventing something new. I'm just answering a question in the chat box, but you are adding something new and improving it. You're transforming it in some way, and in that sense, you're innovating. Your
Yes.
entrepreneurial idea also may not necessarily be an invention, which is absolutely okay, right? But it will definitely be innovative. It will be an innovation. But the thing to focus on is not how beautiful my idea should be, but look around you to identify relevant problems. And you can do this when you empathize with your user, because that will give you certain insights, and those insights will give you solutions. Through this journey, you will get fame. But the point is not to look for fame. The point is to look to empathize with people so that you're solving problems. And as you keep on solving problems and improvising on that and change with changing times, you will definitely get to a point of fame as well. Yeah, next slide. Yes.
Invention of electricity. I'll add in here. So like invention
Yes.
of electricity. Electricity in itself was of no use, right? Till the time it was put into electrical bulbs, right? So the practical application of invention or innovation is very necessary over here. How it can be user-friendly, how you can empathize with and make that invention or whatever innovation you want to do as a solution to the customer's problem. Okay.
So if you look at
Correct.
empathy is something which when you step into other person's shoes and understand their problem. And when you understand it, that's when you get an insight. For example, I see that when I get out of a car, when I open my umbrella, it's something is off, right? Because I actually I get wet when I step out. The umbrella opens probably the wrong way. That insight has created the umbrella, which is like, for me, it's an upturned umbrella. You open it when you step out of the car. It beautifully opens the reverse way, but it solves my problem. How did I get an insight through this? By using empathy. Every problem that I want to have a solution to, I must step into the user's shoes. Bags, for example, bag is, if I go to different sizes of bags, only if I understand that when I go to a market, I need a different size of bag. When I go out for outing, I need a different size of bag. For everything, there's a different size available. But that is only when I get insights of it, or when I understand what their need is. For example, I want to create a product which is, user friendly, and it's put on the roads, just a simple garbage bin. So if I want to create a smart garbage bin, who will I empathize with? Who will I empathize with? Tanya, Anuja, Preeti, Parul, Shubha, Priyanka, Sakshi, Prajakta, Preeti, Aditi. There's so many of you.
So the people who are staying nearby, and they must be having issue with regarding this dumping their all these waste. So you must be seeing, and the people who are not able to dump their waste properly. So you must have empathized with them, and then you created something like this.
Right? So the person who uses it most, right? So right now, who uses eco-conscious people? Okay, who else will use this? Have you
So the
ever walked
question
on a street?
Everyone use this dustbin so that they can, majorly everyone try to make it clean. The people who want to clean their area, make sure their society or the area is clean. So they want something, some dustbins or some places they can keep it.
Okay, that's right. So everybody actually is a user. So if I want to create something, I will get the insights from people who are using it. Would be
Right.
people who use it, like daily people. But would that be a small child, or would that be a elderly person, or would that be a person going to office, or would that be housewives? Who would that be?
I think everyone, because everyone has the responsibility of cleaning the society. So everyone will be able to use
No,
it.
no, will be using is different than is using.
Mostly housewives. Because
Housewives. So if I want to create something for a smart dustbin which is on the roadside, I would cater to people who use it the most. Maybe roadside vendors, people who are like housewives, people living around that area. Would you go
Right.
and put your garbage on the street in a garbage bin?
Yes.
Do you do it right now?
Yeah, I always do. My kude wala always come and collect. I always give him only.
No, I'm saying the actual box on the street. Have you seen those green boxes on the street?
Right, right. I have seen that.
Do you use that? Does anybody use that? Anuja, do you?
Not regularly, but sometimes.
Okay. So who do you think is using it?
The vendors, basically nearby vendors who are putting, who are
Correct. If I want to create something, who should I ask then in that case?
then when you should ask vendors only who are using
Correct.
it.
So using empathy, understanding who uses it, getting insights from them, that solution is what I should create. Okay. And that point, and Ambika will show you right now, the entire process of empathy, insights, and solution is the process of idea generation. This is where the idea lies, and not like we started, like what idea is. We started with, people always think, entrepreneurs think, this is my idea, let me go and sell it. No. First, you identify a problem, you empathize with the user, have insights, and give a solution, and that is idea generation. So it always starts with what? Entrepreneurial journey always starts with what? You can see it on the screen.
Problem.
Correct. Can I have everybody say that? You can type it in the chat box. I want to reinforce this because this is the first step. An entrepreneur is always a problem solver. Okay.
Right.
Entrepreneur is not here to do business. Business people just take one thing and sell it. No, there is no innovation in that. As long as it sells, he's in business. If the thing doesn't sell, he switches. But entrepreneurs are problem solvers. They identify problems and solve problems. So I want everybody to tell me, who are entrepreneurs?
The one who is solving the problem.
Correct. Only
Yes.
Pallavi has understood? Has only Pallavi understood this? I feel like I'm doing a session like one-on-one session with you. Simran, have you understood? Okay, Ruchika, have you understood? Astha,
Simran, you're on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely. One who understands the needs or understands the problem. Okay. So let's see what we can do next. Okay, what we learning next. So we just go step by step. Okay. One, there are these 6 skills that you have. Have you heard of Avengers?
Yes.
Anybody seen the movie?
Right. I have seen.
Thank you, Aditi. Neha, have you seen the movie? Preeti, have you? Okay, I haven't. Sorry. But these are 6 superpowers. Okay, there are 6 superpowers. The power of observation. Do you all have the power of observation?
Yes, everyone has.
What is observation?
Observing the things which is in your surrounding, or something is happening, trying to observe everything.
Okay. So why is observation such an important entrepreneurial skill?
Because it helps to understand the problem in the society.
Brilliant. Like what?
Any problem or social impacts or any small problem.
Absolutely right. Absolutely, Aditi. That every power of observation helps us understand and identify a problem and understand the need. Super. Okay, Vidya, super. Understand a need. Observation and seeing are 2 different things, right? I can observe things and I can see something. Now, observation, why do you think observation is such an important skill for an entrepreneur? Because that will help them identify a problem. For example, I'm walking on the street and I see that there are a lot of potholes. Okay. And every time a bike goes on the pothole, if I'm a bike driver, every time a bike goes on the pothole, it jerks. Okay. And this jerks causes some kind of a imbalance in my body, and that could lead to accidents. Now, that is an observation that an entrepreneur has made. So, using this power of observation, what can be done?
Connecting with the area or the Nagar Nigam or the people who can I ask to get it done or get it made, repaired, something.
Yeah, so that is solving the problem of that one pothole.
Right.
There are thousands of potholes, lakhs of potholes.
So this is the problem, and we can come up something solution or something, some product or something like services we can provide for this.
Okay, I want somebody else to help me with an answer. There is a pothole. I am on a bike. I'm going on the bike, and every time I pass the pothole, the bike jerks, and I get a maybe my imbalance causes. Yes, fixing problems of a pothole, yes, it is absolutely the need of the hour. But sometimes it is not in our control. Sometimes, of course, we can go and. So what do I do? How do I solve this problem? And this is just an observation that I've had. And I'm an entrepreneur.
You can manufacture a type of tire which is basically avoids the jerk and
Brilliant.
smoothly glides through the pothole.
Brilliant. Anything else? You know, there are shock absorbers in a bike.
Yes.
Okay, shock absorbers have come out of this, that every jerk, the shock should be absorbed to some extent. And that nobody had to go and tell the person who manufactured the bike. They've observed it. Lot of problems that we can observe around us can be put into identification of problem and creating a solution for it. Nobody is going to come and tell you, listen, this is the problem, can you solve it? We as entrepreneurs should use the power of observation and identify opportunities for ourselves. Okay. Could anybody tell me if you have ever, if you're an entrepreneur already, if you've identified such a problem through observation, it would really help put some things to perspective.
You can share personal experience over here. If you think anything is, you observed something which needs to be solved or something we can do about it. Anything which you feel is still untackled.
So any personal experience can be, I can share, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
So since I am also an entrepreneur, so I work on empowering women by training them and giving some employment in the company. So I thought there is a glitch, there's a gap in this in my area where people are not ready, women are not able to get such good opportunities. So I try to train them and give them some working opportunity, and now now they are bread earners also. So I
That was just through power population. Super. So is everybody here, does everybody understand what we're trying to say and are with us? Because with such less interaction, which was not expected, I guess I thought you all are entrepreneurs and everybody is going to like yap away in the session. But since we have so less interaction, are you able to understand what we're trying to say? That you have the power. There are 6 things that you need. The first thing is observation. The second thing is, thank you, Anushka. The second thing is listening. Just by listening, we can identify problems. So what is listening? What is listening? So when I'm passing through, say, a road, and every day I listen, oh God, this place really stinks. Okay, this place is really stinks. Whenever I use this lipstick, it kind of is so flaky. This perfume doesn't last for even half an hour. I use this hair dryer, which is just stiffens my hair. This soap is terrible. This cycle that I use doesn't really work well. These rickshaws are so terrible. You are only listening to this through people, okay? And the more you listen, the better you are at understanding and creating an opportunity for yourself. This train is never on time. This app really doesn't work. This thing that I bought is just useless. Okay, I spent so much money, it's just useless. So just listening and understanding also creates an opportunity. Listening and hearing is two different things. Listening intently, listening to specific things. And the more you listen to or understand, the better you are at. The next skill that we have is, we've covered listening with observation. One is curiosity. If you're curious, if you ask questions, that is where you can again identify problems. What is curiosity? Have you all used the power of curiosity or asking questions?
It's like how small children do. They keep on asking why, what, but how, right? That is your power of curiosity, because there's so much going on in their mind, right? As a small child, the power of curiosity which we all have inside us, we somehow with age tend to pull it down, put a stop to it. So that's is like one of our powers. That is one of our Avenger power, curiosity. Because with curiosity we'll have lots of questions, and with lot of questions we'll get a lot of answers and insights, which will help us empathize better with the user again.
So asking questions will definitely help in getting more insights and then helping to solve problems. The fourth one is empathy. You know what is empathy? I explained to you. Thank you, Tanya, for putting your camera on. What is empathy? I explained to you what is empathy. How is empathy such an important aspect for an entrepreneur?
Empathizing the people around you and then identifying the need through empathizing them. So as basically you said before about like you gave example of the bag. So basically in some way if we can empathize with the people, we can definitely find some need and then come up with a new product or idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Empathy is just putting yourself in other person's shoes. The more you empathize, the more you understand the problem, the better solutions you create. Okay. So everybody has a power of empathy. The fifth one is imagining. Now, imagination, we always think that imagination should be curtailed. Should imagination कैसा होना चाहिए? Free flowing होना चाहिए कि limit होना चाहिए imagination का? कैसा होना
Free
चाहिए?
flowing, creative, innovative.
तो अभी आपने, how many of you imagined a self-driving car 10 years ago? किसी ने imagine किया था कि self-driving
think so.
cars होगा?
We could have
You see-
thought sometime, but I don't think so. 10 years back, people have thought about this.
Or when you all were in college, did you all imagine that we'll have a smartphone? A thing which we
Yeah,
all
we
use
thought
so.
about-
No, but did you actually imagine we
can-
had those button phones, right? The Nokia and Samsung phones, which
No.
buttons.
Actually, they are a different generation, Ambika. We are a different generation.
Okay, maybe in school then, yes, right? When you were in school in third, fourth grade, did you imagine having a smartphone which will work with your touch?
No. We haven't imagined that.
Right. So yes, maybe when you were in school, you never imagined you will have a smartphone in your hand which will just work with your touch, and you don't need to punch in the numbers or any button to use that phone. That was a power of imagination of somebody or someone, right?
So imagination has no limits. Anything which you think is atrocious will probably happen. There are flying cars, okay, which I think was unimaginable. I would never thought the car could fly, or rather a two-seater in the air. Never imagined, but somebody has imagined it, and that power of imagination lies in you. Only you always limit that ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता है, ये तो कभी कर नहीं सकते, ये तो impossible है. This imagination, हम ही खुद का imagination we curtail. तो ये imagination power तो सबके पास है. Do you agree?
Right.
हम सब daydream करते हैं that oh God, I imagine that everybody will buy my product or my venture. Everybody will be falling flat on the road and waiting for me to come up. That imagination power we have, only we don't use it in the right direction. Daydreaming and imagination is two different things. Imagining something which is impossible, some solution which nobody has thought of. We have the power, only we don't use it. And the sixth one is what we have is creating. The power of creation, actually creating it. Everybody has a power to create. So these 6 things are the 6 superpowers that you have. Everybody has this. Do you agree? कोई ऐसा है जिसके पास नहीं है ये? कोई ऐसा है इसमें जिसके पास ये नहीं है? I'm using Hindi. I guess it should be okay. Is English, Hindi okay with you all?
Yes.
Thank you for those who are replying in the chat box. So we know that अगर हमारे पास ये सब है, already है, so then what next? What happens next? We'll see in a minute. This self-doubt जो है ना, it should vanish, because if you have these 6 things, like you see on the screen, you have the 6 things, what will happen is you will embrace the qualities that are needed for an entrepreneur. Okay. And what is that you will have? You will be able to create anything you want using these 6 things. Okay. 1 second. Ambika, is your screen stuck again?
No, I'm not able to see my screen.
No, it's gone back to the last one.
It's not, but I can see the second screen.
Could you please move ahead in that case? Yes. So embrace the power of creation, which is in you.
Yeah,
creative-
and sorry to cut you off, Deepal. Can I please request the team to clear the annotations on the screen? Somebody is annotated on the screen. If you could just please clear it. Thank you.
So I hope you understood that the power of creation is you. All you need is the 6 things that you already have. So never doubt, have a self-doubt, because all these things, if you have, then you can always be a creator. No self-doubt if you have all of this. Anybody still has a doubt that they don't have any of these skills or powers?
Or has any self-doubt left that they can't create anything, or
So
they lack any
Yeah,
powers?
have we taken care of your self-doubt? Anybody is still doubtful that they can't create anything?
I have a small question.
Yes.
People get self-doubt even at the stage, even after the development of the product, or the second stage or third stage of the development, whether they will be able to do it or not, whether they will be sellable or not, or whether it's good or not. So
Correct.
what about this?
There's actually the fear of failure, which is coming next. Okay, it's coming next. Self-doubt happens. It can happen anytime, right?
Right. It can come in any stages of the company. I can't hear you.
Problem. I start thinking that maybe what I did was wrong. But you still have those 6 things. Go back to the drawing board and see, have I observed well? Have I listened to people? Have I been asking the right questions? Do I have the power of imagination? Have I created something which is useful? If I have those 6 things, I can always go back and clear my doubt. Okay, that 6 things are the most important things to clear your self-doubts. Once you have that, there will be no problem. Okay, so we have created, or we have done this part with you where self-doubt is taken care. Now let's move ahead to the next one. We have taken care of reluctance. Reluctance, you have to embrace change, and only then our reluctance will go. Self-doubt, we have 6 superpowers with us, which if we have those, we don't need to doubt ourselves. The third one is the fear of failure. As entrepreneurs, this is the biggest fear we have. Now, I'll tell you, we are an entrepreneurial venture called as EnPower. We have about 220 school students that we cater to from the grade of 6. We go up to grade 12. We also cater to young children where we do the life skills mindset from grade 4, 3, 4, 5. And of course, there are a lot of college students which we cater to. Now, we talk about entrepreneurship. If you were in grade 5 and I tell you, today I'm going to do a program with you on entrepreneurial mindset, what would be your reaction? You're in grade 5, 6, 7. आप क्या बोलते? Can anybody?
No idea. I must be blank about this.
Please use the chat
What
box.
exactly?
If you can speak, I'll be very happy.
Must be blank or something. What exactly is this?
Pallavi, you're speaking, but we can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now?
But if you were in school, Preeti, and I would have told you that entrepreneurship is your topic for the day, what would you have thought? Would you be okay with it? If does anybody think of it that it's a subject to be taught in school? Maybe confused? Super. Firstly, we wouldn't have any idea about it. So if I am starting a venture on creating an entrepreneurial mindset in school, first thing is I am not really sure whether it will make sense to others. Okay. And that is where my fear of failure will come. But should that be a case? Should I fear failing? And if I fear failing, what is it I'm really fearing? Okay, what do I really fear? You'll see in the next one, what am I really fearing? My biggest fear is that I am afraid of rejection. That what if what I've created doesn't add any value or the solution is not okay? This is my biggest fear that I have. Okay, do you agree?
Right. Yes.
As an entrepreneur, if I have this fear of rejection, then maybe I have not looked at my creation in the right way. So how do I create something which will never get rejected? Do you know how to do it? I can tell you right now. I want to create something which can never be rejected. Do you have any idea how to create such a powerful product?
By working on the
100% guarantee.
problem.
If you use this, you will never be rejected. That's a guarantee.
No, I don't.
Any idea?
have-
Jyotika, any idea? There is no such guarantee. Okay, let's see. Popular products. Okay.
Problem solving product.
Jayashree, do you want to say something? Problem of product. Okay, now you're right, thinking in the right direction. You at least understood that problem has to be catered to, which is beautiful. Preeti, Anushka. Solving problems. I can see solving problems. So many. Okay, I'll tell you what. Whenever I create something, and this is a normal way of creation. Okay, and you'll see it on my screen in like 1 second. What is a normal way of creation? Is there is a creator and then there is a user. Okay, the creator creates something and gives it to the user, and the user then comes back, "Arey, ye to nahi chal raha hai." Okay, say I'm going to create a smart pen for everybody. Okay, I don't know who my user is, for everybody, and this pen is so smart that one, it is like, it's kind of pink in color. It, when you write with it, it adds glitter to your hand. It smells of strawberries, and when you use it on a book, sometimes on odd days the ink will just disappear. Okay, I think it's beautiful and I've created the right thing. I go to the user and try to sell my product. Okay, what do you think the user is going to do? You are my users, I'm the creator. What are you going to do? Jayashree, I saw you on the screen, so that was good. Jayashree, can you tell me what do you think about my
Feedback
product?
you'll have for
Kaisa hai
Deepal
mera product?
sharing that. Yes. So please, everyone, what feedback will you give to Deepal? She's come up with a pink magical pen.
Who
and
can
she's
tell
trying
me
to
how
sell it
is
to
my
you.
product?
I don't think so I will be able to use it.
Pallavi, you're speaking, but we can't hear you. Do you want to leave the meeting and join back? You have an audio issue.
I could hear her.
Even
Can
I
you hear
can
me now?
Can you
I
all
could hear her.
hear me and I only
Yes.
can't hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're
Pallavi.
audible, Pallavi. Deepal, can you
Yes.
hear us?
Okay, sorry, it was my my audio.
Pallavi was going to leave the meeting, yeah.
Okay, when
It's
I saw
okay, sir.
green boxes, I understood that, okay, maybe it's my issue. Sorry, this product is not good. Can somebody make a better one for me?
I
Okay,
was
somebody's
just trying
writing
to tell I won't be able to use that magical pen because I don't think it's useful for me since it's sometimes coming glitter or something. It's not solving my problem or something
Beautiful.
which
Nikita,
I
would
can
you
use
use it?
every time.
Nikita is a part of our team, but no problem. Nikita, would you use such a beautiful thing for me?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, are you sure? And would you buy it perpetually? It costs 2,000 rupees.
No, not really.
Okay, I got you.
You got me there.
But if I really want to create a product for somebody, and if I create a product in isolation, I created something and I gave it to you to use, and then you come back to me, no, I don't like this. Okay, this is not right. Then what do? I'm just solving a problem using my perspective. Is this the right way of creating something? What is
No,
your
I think so. We should go and connect with the consumers also. What the problem, what type of problem they are facing. Then we can come and we can do some R&D and we can come up with a solution.
yes, but
And
there
then
is
we
a
can develop a
better
product.
solution. No, there's a better solution than this. Going, coming, probably that will not work. Just think a little bit more. You're right there.
We can do a survey, something.
You're still pushing it away from the user. What is an MVP? Minimum viable product. Okay, Preeti, can you tell me what this is? I got a very
Yeah, so
interesting chat. Could you help me with that? Yes, Preeti.
So the general approach MVP is make the roughest product which is solving the problem and hand it over to the consumer or the target customer.
Fantastic. So what we should do? We should create something and give it to the user to try it. And then as per feedback, what do we do? Suppose if you give it to somebody and then they say that this is not okay, then
Yeah, you should see that if that is something actually needs to be implemented. And it's not only one customer. We have to take feedback
fantastic.
from many of the customers.
Fantastic, fantastic. So this, you know what it is called, and you'll see it very soon on the screen. This is a normal way of problem solving. Creating something, give it to the user, and doesn't work, comes back to you, create something, give to the user. But the process of problem or the fear of rejection can be taken care by creating it together with the user. I have a user with me to create this kind of a product. Only then my fear of failure is gone because I've created with the user, right? If I have 100 such users and I've created something which works with 100, it will definitely work with 200, with 1000, 2000. Vis-a-vis creating it only in isolation by myself, I always fear because my thought could be wrong. But how can a user be wrong? Because users are the kings, right? The user designed what your product is. This is how I can take care of my self-doubt by creating something with the user. And this is a process of design thinking. Have you heard the process of design thinking?
Yes.
Power of co-creation. We'll explain what design thinking is to you in this session today. Creating something with the user will take away the fear of failure. When you create something in isolation, that is when you fear that what if it goes wrong? Because हमने कभी यूजर से पूछा ही नहीं कि आपको क्या चाहिए, तभी हमको self doubt आता है ना. When we create something with them, why? I mean, it will not fail. They have told me what to create. So this is the way you can take care of your fear of failure.
Can you give me some examples?
I will give you. I have a whole story to tell you. A whole story to tell you on this. Okay. It will come in the flow of the session today only. How this can be implemented.
Like for example, like how you have some brands. Like suppose you are using one brand of biscuit, right? We're comfortable. It's suppose Parle or Britannia. So now they want to come up with another flavor, maybe, right? So they set up their stalls in various supermarkets or various places where the footfall of potential consumer is more. Maybe they want to target a new biscuit wherein children will be the main customer. So they target parks, play areas, or schools, right? And they just set up a stall, and they try to talk and understand and make them taste that biscuit, right? And take the feedback. Okay, what is missing in it? What exactly you want from another type of biscuit in the market? They want a feedback. They come and speak to the customer. They create it with the customer. They take the feedback and they do it at multiple spots, right? This is a example we see right now around us. When different brands, they create set up a stall to understand the problem of the existing or a new product they want to launch, and they come in first contact with the customer to understand what exactly they think is missing or can be improved in that product.
Also, if you see
So do you
forest
think-
essentials, forest essentials does something. You know what they do? They have created a bank of customers who are probably using the product the most. Anything new that they want to launch, they'll reach out to them and say that we have something new. We want you to first test it and tell us how it is. Only if this group of people agree or their feedback, they actually even have roundtable conferences with customers to understand what they've created. Is it right? Only if they agree or if it works out, does it even touch the real market. It first goes to these group of customers, and you can't really touch 1 lakh people, right? It's something that you want to create in a small group. That is co-creation. I can create something, tell you, ask you, or I can create with you that we see that this product is failing, highly failing. It just doesn't work. So what is going wrong? What can I improve? Only you can tell me, because you are the person who's using it. Why aren't you using it, or what would you like to improve? Any innovation has to be with the creator, and I have examples more during the session to tell you how co-creation is very, very important. So moving ahead, let's look at what we have taken care of. I have taken care of the fear of failure, because anything that I can create with the user, my fear of failure will go down considerably, because the confidence has come from them. And that is how the 3 things that we tackled. Okay, what have we tackled today? The fear of failure, the fear of the reluctance, and self-doubt. The 3 things are, if we have tackled, then we can proceed with entrepreneurship. Do you know what entrepreneurship is? Have you ever heard of the definition of entrepreneurship? What is entrepreneurship? If you have Google on, I'm sure you'll be able to Google quickly and tell me. Is there a definition which exists? New innovation or modification? Not really. What is entrepreneurship? Okay, you have Google, right? Use it.
Journey of creating something new.
No, that isn't entrepreneurship. Let me see your Google skills. Like business things? No, not really, Adrija.
It's someone who has the ability and desire to establish and invest and succeed in startup venture, along with the risk title.
Okay, sorry, Google is not giving you the right answer then. Okay, let me tell you what entrepreneurship is. Okay, entrepreneurship is in pursuit of opportunities. What does an entrepreneur do? It only pursues opportunities beyond resources control. Okay, now let me tell you a story. Have you heard of this Ola? Ola cabs, have you heard of? Have you used Ola cabs?
Yes.
But till everybody says yes, I'm not going to go ahead.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who's the founder of Ola? अरे तो Google कर लो. I mean, founder of Ola, who is it? Is he an
Agarwal.
Indian? Correct, Agarwal, but who? No, it's not Ritesh. He's the
Not-
founder of Oyo.
Oyo, yes.
Who is the founder of Ola? Is it an Indian company?
Bhavesh Agarwal and Agarwal. Yes.
Correct. Absolutely.
Bhavesh Agarwal.
Okay, thank you, Google. So Bhavesh Agarwal I think he's from IIT, if I'm not mistaken. And he was into technology. And during his work travel, one day he was going from Bangalore to Bandipur. You know where's Bangalore?
Yes.
Bangalore pata hai na?
Karnataka.
Thank you. And he's going to Bandipur.
Yes.
Now, this Bangalore to Bandipur, in his days, okay, not that he's like 100 years old, in his days, which is like, I'm sure like 10, 15, 20 years ago, he had to call a cab. Now, in those days, Ola to tiny, because he is the one who's created Ola. So he had to call a friend to find out the number of a person who could drive him from Bangalore to Bandipur. And he called the driver and he said, "ठीक है, I'll give you some 4,200 rupees. Please take me from here to there. 6 बजे आ जाना सुबह." The driver arrived right on time, thankfully, and he was traveling through the jungle of Bandipur. Now, in the middle of the jungle, the driver stopped and he said, "Now, if you don't give me 8,000 rupees or double the amount, I will not take you anywhere. You get down off my car." Taxi. So, what do you think he would have done? What would you have done?
I would have paid him.
पर पैसा नहीं हो तो give double the amount. Really?
We would have thought of
Uh,
good pity.
So you know what? He said that's nothing doing. I'm not going to pay up anymore. If I've agreed on 4,000, then itna hi dunga. You want to go to hell with your taxi. So he got down. And then he took a lift and then he went to Bandipur. But this thought never left him. That if I am facing this problem, who else would be facing the problem? And he is thinking that everybody, look at the opportunity I have. Everybody who has to pick up a cab and go to some place has no available solution. Okay, this is the opportunity that he pounced on. And he did not have any resources to do it. So if I don't have resources, should I just say that, no, I can't become an entrepreneur. Mere paas kuch bhi nahi hai. I don't have a single money or a single penny. The opportunity is yours and it is beyond the resources. Now, can you tell me without Googling, how many cabs does Ola own today? How many cabs does Ola own?
Please don't Google.
Is
20 lakhs. Okay.
anything more? So 20 lakhs. Do you know how many cabs are Ola cabs? I think 1 million cabs, if I'm not mistaken.
1 billion. Preeti saying 1 million. Okay.
Is it?
Billion.
What is the time to close?
It's 6 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, it's 6 p.m. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're supposed to close at 6.
At 6.
Okay. At 6. Okay. I am so sorry. I got a little carried away. But I think we are closing at the right juncture. So I will not take this any further. And could you please stop your screen share, Ambika?
Yes.
So I'll not take it further. I will only leave you to one thought. Okay. And that thought, I'm going to put it on my screen. That entrepreneurship is not a job. It's a mindset. Okay. It's a mindset that everybody should have. And what we have to create is a mindset in you. No matter what you do, if you have the right mindset, you will succeed. Whether you are in a job or you do your own venture, you come up with anything, you will always succeed, because entrepreneurship is just a mindset. If you change your mindset, everything will be right. Correct? Correct or wrong? If I'm not getting any answers, that means have I put you in a nice sleep?
Everyone is too shy, I think.
As entrepreneurs, if I can't shake up the entrepreneurial thing in them, then I'm not really sure how much I succeeded. But I just want to know from you all that there is one more thing which is coming on the screen. Okay, if you don't believe this, then yes, I've got to shake you even more. So tomorrow we have another session where we're going to take you through the journey one more time and take you through the steps of the entrepreneur. Today we only covered the mindset part and we said the case studies. Tomorrow we're going to take you through how you can do it, what can you do, and complete this entire journey. So tomorrow we meet again, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tomorrow we meet again. Same place, same time.
Thank you so much, Deepal. Thank you
welcome.
so much, Ambika and Risha,
Thank
for the time out for this first session. What an amazing session that was. I'm sure our entrepreneurs here have a lot to take back from all this information. And just a reminder that we also have a special session with Navya Nanda on Saturday between 11 to 12. So looking forward to all our entrepreneurs to join us there, as well as tomorrow. We have already shared a link in the chat for tomorrow's session. So see you guys tomorrow, and hope all is well.
Thank you. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.